Welcome to Live Well Long, where we deliver life-enhancing, empowering messages for body, mind, and spirit to those seeking to get the most out of life, who have a zest for learning and know that learning must be an ongoing activity to achieve a vibrant, thriving life. This is your host, Alexandra Van Horn. Stay tuned for another episode of Live Well Long. Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of Live Well Long, where we talk about all things that can help people live well long. And today we have a wonderful guest. She is a master relationship coach and an aligned coach for a span of over 43 years. So in case you're thinking, well, she's a newbie, no, she knows her stuff. Married to her soulmate of over 53 years, she works with coaches, entrepreneurs, couples, and individuals to help them dispel their limited beliefs, increase confidence, and get rid of their blocks so they can live in their life and business to fulfill all their dreams and live their authentic lives, utilizing mind, body, and spirit connection and much more. And they call her the BLOCKBUSTER. Cool. So let's welcome Jacqueline Sisson. Did I say your name right? Sisson?
Yes, you did. Perfect.
Hey. Welcome, Jacqueline. Welcome, welcome. So tell me now, 43 years of doing this. That's wonderful. How did your journey begin?
Well, actually, it began with a traumatic childhood. My mother was a mentally ill person, and her mantra for me from the time that I can remember was always, Jacqueline, you're dumb, you're stupid, you're fat, you're ugly, and no one is ever going to love you. And the icing on the cake was always, you'll never amount to anything. You know, I totally believe this. And at 17, I finally decided to run away. And later on, I did get married. I had a son. But do you know what? That mother's mantra would not let me go. I felt like a failure in everything I did. I felt like each word of her mantra was coming true in my life. So I made a very stupid decision. I decided to go ahead and commit suicide. That night, I took 2 bottles of pills and tucked my son in his bed, kissed him goodnight and goodbye, I thought, and went into bed. The next thing I remember is I was violently ill. It was not a good time. And as I was ill and getting rid of what I needed to, what my body needed to, I really felt an even greater failure. I felt I can't even do this right. And that's when I cried out to God. It was my heart to really live a life of productivity, a life that mattered. And so what began to happen is, as I sat there, again, I cried out to God. I needed him in my life. He was my last hope. So as I did that, all of a sudden, and I started praying, I made a commitment that nothing else in my life worked. So I was willing to go his way and to follow his guidelines in the word and really begin to just let go of me and letting God. It was then that I discovered the meaning of unforgiveness, because I had a lot of unforgiveness, Alexandra, in my life.
Of course.
And that meaning was simply letting go, letting go. Unforgiveness is something that absolutely takes us over. It's like us drinking poison, hoping the other person will die.
Yep.
So that's not a way that we want to live.
Right. Right.
In addition, I created a new mantra. During this time, I was in my master's for marriage, family, child therapy. I thought, my goodness, there are so many people out there that needs help like
Right.
I did.
Right.
So I created a new mantra, and it was simply, if it concerns you, it concerns me.
Yeah.
And that was my family's mantra, Alexandra, and it helped change my life.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, the Dalai Lama has a term for like the people that really test us and try us. And he refers to them as our sacred friends, which force us to take us to the limit and help us to open our heart even wider. And it's those people that, on the surface level, we think, oh my God, how could they say or do whatever they said or did? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, congratulations for you and all the people whose lives you have touched since then. I mean, it's unfortunate that we need to go through those painful experiences to get us over to the other side. And not everyone does. Not everyone comes out of it with an expanded heart. Some people succumb to the pain. But you came through and you turned it into a wonderful gift for others. Beautiful.
Well, thank you. And I love what you said about the Dalai Lama. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, as I went through my master's program, I met an incredible man that also helped change my life. And it was Jim Rohn.
Oh,
I don't know if you've heard of him. He is a magnificent man.
Yeah, he
And
was.
one of the things I'll never forget him telling me, he said, success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. And you know what? He was right on. He was right on.
That's beautiful. And you got to know him. You knew him when he was alive. Yes, you were in.
Oh my gosh, yes, he was my friend. In fact, I did several breakfast openings for him in San Diego. And a friend and mentor, a man I miss every day. Every day of my life, I miss him.
I remember listening to his recordings when I was raising my sons. I have 3 sons, and I would buy from Nightingale Conant. They would send out. You could get them for free. Only if you kept the recordings did you need to pay. And I remember I loved listening to him because he had sort of a sing-songy way to speaking. It was really cool.
He did.
And my sons loved it too. And we would be listening to him. He'd have that sing-songy message. Yeah.
One of the things I would like to get across to the listeners today, you decide the life you want to live. Right. It's all up to you. And I'm here to tell you, anything and everything is possible. So as you begin to explore your life, take a look. Are you living the life you always dreamed of? If not, change your direction. My favorite thing to say, it's never too late.
Yes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wow. And I know we've talked about your healing process. Like what did it take, that healing process? What did it take to get through it, from the horrendous experience you went through after your suicide attempt to coming through the other side and being in your master's program, as you described, like from the suicide attempt to the master's program? Like, what was in that in-between space? What was that like?
The biggest thing was God. Mm-hmm. Because honestly, all of us believe in a power higher than ourselves. And it doesn't matter what you call that power. Mine was God and still is God. Right. And letting go of everything I thought I knew and relearning everything from my heart through his word, through his encouragement. And actually, the whole thing, not being able to commit suicide, was a miracle. So I was more than willing to embrace this life.
Said you're not ready yet. You're not ready yet, right?
Before I really thought I was. And Alexandra, so many people look at people that have committed suicide and they say, that's ridiculous. She left a baby. She left a husband. But let me tell you what, the depths of despair can be so great that you really see the way out as suicide, because there's nothing worthy of you to give. And that's what I believed.
Right. Yeah, the pain was so great. Let me end this pain. But obviously, there was another side. And thankfully, you found it and have touched other lives over the years. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wow. So when someone comes to you, say someone's listening to this message, they reach out, because we're going to put your information in the show notes. Then they reach out to you. How do you begin working with them? How do you get them to get in touch with their pain and then carry them through that, overcross that threshold, say? What's the process like?
Well, the process is really not that defined or difficult, because each person is different.
Right.
Some people come with just self-limiting beliefs. Not all of them have come from trauma, but the ones that have are ready to make a difference. Right. They're ready to change. And what I do a lot, I listen. And I have this intuition within me that I've always had since day one, opening my counseling office. And it's a knower inside of me, and I cannot explain it. But when someone comes in, when I meet someone on Zoom, it's like I know about them. And as they begin to share, as they begin to explore, I'm simply that mentor that guides them and leads them to the life they want to live, and also have the business that they want to have. So many things can get in the way. Right.
And how do you instill the belief? Like if someone is in a place of, say, despair, and they want to, they've reached out to you, so obviously they want change, they want shift, they want a better life, but they can't see anything at that point. They just see darkness, but they know they want more. How do you get them to start believing in larger goals when maybe they can't see past, getting out of the driveway or something like that? How do you get them to believe?
That is a great analogy. I love that. Get out of the driveway. I simply, after I've listened to them, I simply ask them, are you ready for change? It's where you're at. Is that working for you?
Right.
And if it's not, there's a better way. Are you ready? Are you ready for hope to be restored in your life?
And once you get that yes from them, then you can lead them to take the first step, which might be putting your shoes on and grabbing the car keys, right? It might be simple.
And then leaving the driveway. Absolutely.
Right.
I love that.
Yes. Baby steps. My mentor, Mary Morrissey, refers to it as baby steps. With baby steps, you can get all the way up Mount Everest. So we start with baby steps.
And that's true. And it's interesting that you use that term. I use that term all the time. It is baby steps. It's maybe getting up and getting dressed. Right. Whatever small step you can make to make your life better, to make it just baby steps going towards your goal of where you would like to be. Maybe tomorrow, maybe it's too much to think years and years in advance. Maybe it's tomorrow. Maybe it's 2 weeks. Just the baby steps are perfect.
Right. Yeah. When my husband passed away, it was in 91, and I had three small sons at the time. They were 4,
Oh my
6,
goodness. Yeah.
and luckily he had life insurance that I didn't have to rush out to work, which was wonderful. But still, three kids, and being the sole parent. And I narrowed it down to three things every day. Like, okay, is there food in the house for the day? Like, keep it real simple, like just getting through the day. Is there food in the house for the day? Do we have reasonably clean enough clothes to put on? And is the rent or mortgage paid for the month? That was it. And then anything else that got done, I considered, okay, that's gravy. That's like even better. But then as long as I did those three, call them baby steps for each day, then at least I knew that, we could get through the day. I can deal with everything else that comes up as it comes up, or it won't get handled, and it's okay till the next day, But yeah, those baby steps.
I love that. And that's exactly what it entails. You're exactly right. I learned three things along my journey. And number one is actually what you feel, you can heal.
Yes.
Number two is we are tripartite. We're mind, we're body, we're spirit. And in our lives, we need to address each of those at one time or another for wholeness to occur. And the third one is really my favorite. And it's you can rewrite your story. You can rewrite your story. And I want each person out there to embrace that. Whatever obstacles you're facing, it may not be trauma. It may be something in your business. You're stuck. You can't get over that hump. Well, you know what? You can. Sometimes we just need a little help, and that's it.
Yeah.
And people like you and I are here to guide you.
Yeah. Yes. Beautiful. That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. So what do you have, like a mantra that you would leave with people? We're going to get into your free gift in a moment, but like something you would tell guests who are wondering, if it's possible for them to get past wherever they are in life. I'll never be rich. I'll never be this. I'll never be, the chatter that may go on in people's heads that keep them at a certain level. Gay Hendricks refers to it as the upper limit problem. Like, I got to the top of where I believe I can be, that much goodness I can allow in my life. What would you tell someone to get them over that, past that invisible barrier?
I would simply say, if you're willing to make the change, I promise you, change will occur. I believe in you, and God believes in you. And you can do this.
Right.
Just roll up your sleeves and go forward. I promise you,
Right.
You'll never be the same.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love it. I love it. So now you have a free gift for people, and they can get it just by emailing you, which we'll give their email in a minute. So what is your free gift? Do you want to tell them about it?
I would love to. It's one that I use every day, and it's my impromptu gratitude journal. And gratitude is a way for us to slip in that part of our lives that is going right. Even if it's nothing more, I'm glad I woke up. I'm glad the sun is shining. I am grateful for whatever. It's a wonderful key to embrace, and I am happy to send them or to send it to everyone. That all you have to do is email me at allthat, ALLTHAT 772 at AOL.com. And I know it's going to be put up, but I like to share it.
Yeah,
now
no,
I've got another surprise, Alexandra, that you didn't know.
oh, tell me.
As I was preparing this, I really knew I needed to give more to your audience. So what I decided to do, the first 3 that email me will get a brainstorming session with me absolutely free for 45 minutes on whatever it is you would like to explore. There's no strings attached. It's just a gift that I felt from my heart I needed to share with everyone.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, so when you email her for the free journal, the first 3, jump on, you'll get a 45-minute brainstorming session. Beautiful. I love it. I love it. And that will be over Zoom or over the phone. How would you do it?
No, it'll be Zoom. It'll be Zoom. And if they need help getting there, I can help them.
Awesome. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. Anything else you want to add before we come in for our ending, as they say?
I truly want to thank you, Alexandra, for giving me this voice, for giving me this space to be able to share. Because to me, if I can change one life, it's a win-win. We all need to be loved and cared for, and we deserve happiness, peace, and restoration. And I would just like to say, God bless all of you. It was an honor being here. Thank you for allowing me into your world for just a few minutes.
Oh, thank you so much, Jacqueline. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure and an honor for me as well. You have such a wonderful energy and spirit, and your healing energy comes right through. Your open heart comes right through. So thank you so much for being willing to participate in the podcast. I appreciate it. And we'll talk soon.
My pleasure. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening. This is Alexandra with Live Well Long. Be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss any of our important episodes. We want to be sure that you get everything you can to do your best to live well long. Feel free to reach out to me at alex@avhcoaching.com. And remember to take good care of yourself so that you live well long. Talk with you soon. Bye.
Hey, psst, it's Alexandra. One more thing. Would you please share this on Facebook, Twitter, send an email to your friends? Just hit the share link and pick a way to share it. I would love it. Thank you so much. Bye.